Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. I had a weird situation last night, so I thought I'd use it for content, that magic word. Here's the situation. So, my family's a little bit discombobulated on getting our times together. But fortunately, there's a local fish and chips restaurant. For about $30, they give you a fair amount of food. Now I know they're making profit off it, and I got no problem with that. It's a treat for once in a while. You have it, everybody says, ooh, I love the scallops. Ooh, I like the shrimp. Ooh, I like that. So I went for the ooh factor. Oh, the French fries. The French fries never survive. So I ordered that, and my little girl and I took part of it. My wife wasn't coming home till later, and I had some stuff set aside for her. And she comes in. Now, my wife is a very practical woman, and she doesn't like when I order fast food because it's not good for you. It really is a waste of money. And she came in. She wasn't mad. My wife doesn't really get mad. But she came in and said, I see you had food delivered. Huh? Again, my wife, usually not the most observant. I always joke I could have Aerosmith perform live and she wouldn't notice until they were done their set. That doesn't mean she's stupid. It means she's concentrating on a lot of things. So she put this second bag of food on the counter. First thing I noticed, it didn't have a receipt on it anywhere. I've never seen this before. And it was a hamburger with bacon and cheese, American processed cheese. So I imagine it cost about $15, $20 after you figure the guy got his tip and everything out of it. And I said, I didn't order this. Because that's the truth. I didn't order it. And she said, then call them and get them to take it back. And I said, well, first of all, with food, they can't do that. Even if you're sitting there and you're at the register and you hand the bag to somebody, they turn around for 1 second, that's no longer your food to call back. Wrong order, wherever the case may be, there's hygiene issues. And I sometimes wonder where these hygiene issues came from, because they've been going on for a long time. And I think it's partially to do, I don't know who that could have gone to. And hey, we've all been inside that one house that we wouldn't eat a freshly unpacked Dorito chip from there, much less an actual meal. But back to the issue, she said, somebody paid for this meal. I'm like, I know. But here's the situation. I can pull up my security cameras and it's going to zoom in and it won't show me who the person is. It'll just show me a person getting out, dropping the food at my door. Secondly, whoever that driver was took a picture of them dropping it off. They use that as part of their proof of delivery system to say, here, I left it on this porch, and the only thing I had to trace it down was the order number that was handwritten on the plastic bag. I worked in logistics for 2 decades. An order number doesn't do too much for me. Well, that got increasingly better as time went on. But I don't know whether it was Skip the Dishes, whether it was Uber Eats, or whether it was going to be DoorDash. So, or maybe somebody else. I don't know all the companies out there. Those are the only ones I've seen advertisements for. So the moral dilemma, she said, you better get that returned to them. And I said, there's no way. First of all, they're not going to spare a driver to come over here, take it back, and throw it out. They're going to say, have a good day. They're probably, Whoever's delivery that should have been, I feel bad for, because now they're calling, they got a false proof of delivery, and they've got to argue through it, but they're going to get some credits and maybe some money back, whatever the situation is. So ultimately, we had a hamburger that nobody wanted. I can assure you it's gone now. And it's not even the first time such things have happened. Not to me in particular, but I know in general. So, this is a moral conundrum. Morally, I should have done everything in my power to track down the person and, make sure they got their food back. The only hint I have was it was a little bit warm at 9 o'clock at night. So I could tune in my cameras and say, aha, there's a random car. And just judging on the way that they came in, I'm not going to get a good look at the license plate. And if I have the license plate, what am I going to do with it? Call the police? Because any company worth their wax is not going to confirm a driver based off a license plate. They'll say they'll look into it, but then I've just wasted 20 minutes of my time on chat with whoever it is, trying to get one hamburger with bacon and cheese back to its original owner. The only thing that gives me comfort is I know the owner got another sandwich. Probably they sent the same courier back to pick it up and take it over to the original orderer. At least that's what we used to do in the old transportation days, is you made a mistake, you fix it with no pay to you. That sounds unfair, but it's to teach you don't get paid for making mistakes. You get paid to deliver the freight. Morally, it's their sandwich, it's their business, money exchanged hands, and somebody didn't get a product. And I feel bad for them. They were probably hungry. It was one burger, maybe it was a craving. Patties, standard frozen patties, was nothing special about it. The bacon probably came out of a package and put in one of those bacon wave machines to make it come out. The gravy, pretty much was the same as Jollibee gravy, and I don't know enough about it to comment. So, morally, I was in the wrong, but practically, I was in the right. Now, feel free to let me know down in the comments if what I did was right or wrong. That person out there probably had to wait another half hour for their sandwich, and I feel bad for them, but I had literally no way to trace this. I said it before. There was no receipt. I find that funny. As much as I've dealt with these delivery people, there's always a receipt, and usually it says proudly on top of it, we are McNardles, and here's our phone number, because that's a potential source of repeat business for them. They didn't include that. It's like not having a bill of lading on a transport truck. You can't move without it. I wonder how much this actually costs the various delivery companies. Because the fast food place is not going to absorb that cost. The delivery place is not going to absorb that cost. The driver is going to wind up absorbing it. Now, like I said, for the delivery, yeah, you made a mistake, you fix your mistake. That's always been the way it has been. But for the actual cost of the food, that I do feel a slight twinge of guilt for. Because this, again, a $20 order. So even if you got deducted it or had to pay for it to be remade, it's not so bad. But my $30 delivery order included a lot more food. And suppose I decided to splurge and go to one of the barbecue places or one of the many places that I happen to like going to. That's a potential $100 order that the driver has to, get back. And I didn't see anybody come back, so the driver obviously said, oops, I made a mistake, I'm going to fix it, and did what it took to make things work. So again, down in the comments, leave anything that you have, whether I'm the jerk, the driver made a mistake and needs to pay for it. There's no question the customer is inconvenienced and the dispatchers were convenienced. If you want to talk about that, I have no problem with it. But let me know what you think, because I don't want a burger that's been delivered to another house ultimately. I'm pretty sure you don't either. With that, just a little moral conundrum that I ran across last night. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell down in the icons to get notified whenever we have a new episode, which I'm trying to do daily, at least during the week. And we hope you have a fantastic day.